So today I'm going to turn a small scoop which I'm going to use as part of a sugar basin project.
Okay, well I've now put this faceplate on the lathe, which I made up out of just a piece of cupboard dooring, I think, pine. It was warping a bit, so I've stuck on some battens on the back. So that's just to provide a bit of stiffness, and it's on a faceplate on the back, an old one that actually is extended using a converter thread here. And I've turned the face of this flat because this first part is to actually make the spoon. There seems to be lots of different ways of doing it. That's running nice and flat, which is good. What I'm going to try and do, I don't know where I saw this, because a lot of people seem to do is turn the spoon on spindle, turn a sphere at the end, then turn it round and do it in a jam chuck, and then turn the centre out. And I thought, well, why not turn the centre out first when this is square, because this can just be glued on here with a paper glue or double-sided tape. We can just turn the centre out on the where the centre of the spoon is going to be, and then turn it between centres and do the shaping that way. So I'm just going to transfer the side down the sides. So I've now marked up this piece of wood so that it's I've got a repeater mark from the centre all the way down here, and all the way down here, and all the way down there. I need to get this mounted on the block so this is dead centre. So what I'm doing is I've set the indexing at 36, so that I know that is going to be dead on. Mark that across. Half of 36 is 18. Oh, that's exactly, no, tell it 90 degrees, duh. Okay, so I want to go to 9. Well, that was hard. Right, so I put some strong double-sided carpet tape on here. Taking this off temporarily off the chuck. So I'm going to locate this on here. I want to be able to clamp the bottom, so I've got to make sure I miss the brackets, because I'm going to put this in the lathe, clamp it up, and also squish it with a G-clamp thingy so that it's well and truly on there. So let me just change camera. Oh, let's see what I'm doing. So get that lined up the centre. That lined up there. That's on the centre there. That's on the centre there. All right. That's good. Actually goes in the centre. Well, there you go. More by luck than judgment. Right, so I stuck some big ass jaws on, because those are the only ones I've got that are big enough to go round. Right, 5 minutes later. Right, so that is well on.
So with it centred up, I popped a Jacob's chuck in with a 6mm drill to drill a pilot hole to about 20 odd mil, so that I've got enough meat at the bottom to return it. After the pilot hole, I've gone in with a 10mm drill, traditional high-speed steel twist one, so that it leaves an easier bottom to finish off. So I'm now just going to widen out and shape the inside of the scoop using a 3/8 spindle gouge, just cutting at the sort of 11 o'clock position on the tip of the spindle and doing pull cuts to pull out the material, widening it out from the centre outwards. So I've hollowed it out to about 1.5 mil wall thickness, so just time to sand it up and then ready to turn it into the other axis.
Right, so that's done. Just got to now take it off from here. And oh, came off without too much difficulty.
So with the double-sided tape removed, now mount it between centres and shape the handle and the scoop end accordingly. So after I've turned it to round, I think I'll start doing the bowl end and turn that into a sort of sphere shape. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out, so I'm going to do it very carefully, a step at a time. And then thin down the handle a bit, just using a round bar skew to remove some of the waste, still keeping it fairly robust in case there's any flex as the shape develops. And then time to refine the shape of the actual scoop before finishing off the detailing of the handle. So I've just reduced the handle down to about 5 mil with a little knob at the end and a couple of little details and a bit of burn wire on there as well, and just checking the scoop, which is still a little chunky, so I think I'm going to take a bit more off. So just freshen up the burn wire and then ready to part it off. I noticed that the turning has produced a slight scoop, slight dish effect in the bowl, so I wanted to flatten that off. So I've just put a stick in a piece of sandpaper and I'm just abrading that so that the top is nice and flat. And then tidy up the end pieces and part it off. And then a bit of Yorkshire grit to burnish it up, and then on the polishing wheel a bit later on. So the rest of the video about making the sugar basin is done separately. Check that out if you'd like to see it all together.